So today we're going to talk a little bit about the major arcana and the beginning of them. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can go in the order of your deck, which is how I'm going to do these videos. Or you can put the cards into a sequence that makes sense to you, like that tells a story that you feel like this is a logical way of putting them together, and then study them that way. Or you can follow another way of studying, which in this book is a different way of he reorganizes them the way that they fit the Kabbalah. There are other books that will kind of organize them as well. But the best way to get to know them is sort of how you would study a mandala and meditate with a mandala, by really looking at the picture and then closing your eyes and like letting the picture kind of come to life in your mind. Or if that's too woo-woo for you, then you can really look at it and start noticing things like, the flower. Why does he have a flower? And, why is there a dog here? Asking those questions and seeking those answers in books or intuitively. So, that's kind of up to you. The Fool starts the deck, and I always thought it was great that the deck starts this way, because really this is the Fool's journey. All the cards are. And, we look at people like this that start off on maybe a spiritual journey or a quest. A lot of times the, group kind of belief is that this person's a fool to go out in the world and do their own thing. But we know that's not true, right? Sometimes this is the leap of consciousness you have to take. So the Fool, as keyword is everyone. Everyone is a fool at some point. And that doesn't mean you're bad. It just means that you're new and you make poor judgments, or you're taking a leap, and that's a positive, right? It doesn't have any minor arcana associated with it. There's no other zeros, so it's on its own. And it really represents, the freedom and adventure like I'm talking about. If he's negative, he's upside down, he's reversed, then it's a negative aspect of this, which is foolishness and being foolhardy and taking chances and risks that you shouldn't, being irresponsible, things like that. Okay, so that's the Fool. I like that card, I have to say. There's certain cards you'll end up liking and others you won't. The Magician. Some people actually start their decks just with the Magician, and they feel like that's actually the right number to start with, is number 1, and they put the Fool last. It's up to you. But the Magician, again, you look at the pictures, see the affinity symbol, there's a lot going on. If you notice, he's got all of the minor arcana with him, right? He's got them all together in unity. His keyword is I will, and you can definitely see that, right? I will. And this always is new beginnings and, meditation, leadership, awareness. If he's upside down, what do you associate with religion, negative aspects of religion or negative aspects of religious leaders? Stagnation, things like that. It's kind of how you can think of it. And, his arcana is the aces. That's actually all the cards that are the ace or the number 1 go with him. And those tend to be fresh starts and good cards to get, right? And number 2 is my personal favorite card. I have 2. This in the major arcana and number 8 are my favorite. So we'll get to that another. This is the High Priestess, and her keyword is I know. And the planet that she rules is the moon, which you can see that right there. And you can also see like the pomegranates of fertility back there. See the black and the white. There's a lot of Kabbalah symbolism here. If you get her, there's a lot of secret wisdom and science and positivity. If she's reversed, then she's not a High Priestess anymore. She's, overly emotional, and she's not wise. She's egotistical, closed-minded, right? But if she's this way, she's the keyword I know. And then she's associated with all the 2s. Okay, and then number 3 is the Empress. And she is ruled by Venus. She even looks like kind of Venus type pictures. She's like pregnant, she's got flowers, and it's a very feminine card, a lot of feminine energy in this one. You know, her positives are like marriage and creativity. Anything you would associate with like divine feminine or womb is all her. And if she's upside down, then you're going to have the opposite of that, where it's like infertility and unable to create creative blocks and things like that. And she's associated with the 3s, of course. And her keyword is I make, because that creative space, that womb space, all right, she's I make. And then our last card for today is the Emperor. And he is, I realize, I mean, he definitely, if we talk about the Empress having that feminine energy, he's very masculine. There's something very like, you know, Mercury or Mars about him, with like his sword and his masculine energy. And he's like war, even though he's a king, he's sitting, but he's got that war kind of mentality. There's leadership and authority here, but if he's upside down, he really lacks the authority, and he's unstable and untruthful and, you know, those kinds of things. But here he's balance, and he realizes he's that logical mind. So we have that creative of the feminine and that masculine energy of the logic. And that's our first group of cards. So I'll be back next time to talk about more.